This is how I looked like when I turned 16 in the spring. I was around 190 pounds. And this is how I looked like when I was still 16 in the summer, when I was like 210 pounds. And this is how I looked like, you guessed it, when I was still 16 and I was like 225 pounds. And yeah, here is how I looked compared to my teammates in the flag football, which is like castrated version of American football without violence. And do you know about that thing where tall people in the fitness community complain that when you are tall, it's harder to get muscle because you gain the muscle, but it spreads out along the longer limbs, so it looks smaller. You might have more muscle than someone who's short, but you just look thinner because it spreads out. Well, bro, I'm 6'5" or 6'6" maybe, and I look like this because this thing that tall people complain about, it just doesn't apply to me because I can just gain too much muscle too easily. It doesn't affect me. And remember the flag football, the American football, like I talked about it like 10 seconds ago, so I would be amazed if you didn't. But not surprised today. I was in the junior team, the under 18 team. I was 17 in that picture. And that team was connected to the adult team of American football players, like the full on fucking hat, gear, crash into someone, break your fucking leg, get concussion. That American football, I was planning to join them, but unfortunately I moved, so I couldn't. But among these people in that senior American football team, there were, there were people who actually thought that when I was 17 that I was taking steroids when they saw my height and my muscle, just my growth. Like people thought that I was taking steroids when I was 17. And it was this funny story. I used to have this shirt of my own design. It was black shirt and there was this text, do not legalize, in Czech, do not legalize anabolic steroids. And then in brackets, I don't want to pay taxes for them. And I wore this shirt a lot. And some people in the American football team, they were just like, bro, it's too obvious. Like, come on, look at your shirt. And I was like, they were implying that I actually took anabolic steroids when I was 17. And I was telling them, no, it's a joke. It's literally a joke. I don't take steroids. I'm fucking 17. Why would I take steroids? And they were like literally concerned. And this guy just was just warning me like to stop taking steroids because you are going to harm your health. You're young. Don't take steroids, bro. So, why am I telling you this? When I was 17, I've had grown-ass American football players unironically thinking that I'm taking steroids because of the amount of muscle that I had. And I am going to learn you to have such an aggressive progress in your physique like I did, so that maybe you too get literally accused of taking anabolic steroids when you are fucking 17, which is, when you think about it, there is no greater compliment that a man can have if he's into fitness. Like, having someone say that he's fucking on steroids while he's natural, while he is a teenager. Wow. So, let me learn you absolutely. I will tell you how I did it. I will tell you my story. Like, how did I go from 190 pounds to like 225 pounds in a fucking year as a 16-year-old? And how did I continue from there to gain even more muscle and just get fucking shredded and jacked and whatever? I will tell you my story. And let's start with me looking into the fucking script. So, was it noob gains? Did I literally just gain 20 pounds of muscle out of nowhere because noob gains? Well, even if it was noob gains, you don't just start going to the gym and get 20 pounds of muscle in a year as a 16-year-old. So no, it was not noob gains. In fact, In the first picture, I actually trained calisthenics and some weightlifting for like 2 years straight. And for those 2 years, I ate straight, clean. Eating straight and eating clean is the same though. And I ate a lot of protein. And 1 year out of these two, I was actually bulking. I was eating a lot of food, like a lot of food, everything I could eat, plus protein, plus eating all of the ham, all of the cheese. I found every high protein food in the family's fridge, and I ate all of it. I drank ton of milk, ton of eggs, I ate a lot of eggs, and I gained like nothing. Like I looked better than someone from average population, considering my height and age, when I turned 16. But I didn't have nearly as much progress as that following year when I figured something important out. What's next? Okay, not a lot of objections. What did I figure out that literally made me gain like 20 pounds of muscle in a year? And before some skinny necked loser goes, oh, actually, you gained over 20 pounds of weight, but it's not 20 pounds of muscle because you must have gained some fat. And shut the fuck up. If someone goes to the gym and then gains 25 pounds of muscle in a year as a 16-year-old, and most of it is visible in muscle, then it doesn't matter that some of it is fat. Like, we live in a fucking reality where you are fucking jacked and heavy or not. It doesn't matter if you literally gain this specific amount of weight of lean muscle mass. No one cares about that. Snap out of your science bullshit back to reality, where you don't care about gaining specific man-made numbers of weight of lean muscle mass. You want to get jacked. I got jacked, and I will learn you how to get jacked. And how did I do it? I started to regularly eat raw meat. I'm kidding you not. You don't have to turn off the video like, oh, what the fuck is he talking about? You don't have to turn it off yet. I will not be convincing you to eat raw meat all of this video. I will work my way around it, I guess. But let me tell you the story of how I started and why and how did it like influence my progress of my fitness and health in general. There was this guy from Brazil on the internet, and he was very jacked, and he was in some niche community which I was part of, which I'm not going to. It was like European paganism, like pre-Christian religion, and niche community, and he was there, and this Brazilian guy, he was a bodybuilder, and he had himself on his profile picture, and he was the most jacked natural motherfucker that I have ever seen. He had the biggest lats that I have ever seen, like the biggest. Like, I don't know what more to say about him than like he could fly with his lats. And I was asking him, how you know I'm training a lot, and I don't see a lot of progress, or I want to see more of progress. How can I be more like you? How can I like gain weight, gain muscle? And he was like, hey bro, I eat raw meat. And I don't even remember if I was like, no way, that's impossible, or if I was straight away, yeah, okay, some people do it. Like, he was from Brazil, like some third world country, like, yeah, maybe people there eat raw meat, whatever, maybe it's part of their culture, I don't know. Like, people in Africa eat raw meat, people in Eskimos and Japanese people eat like raw meat. So yeah, they just ate raw meat, I just got used to it. So he told me to try it, and I did. I gone to butchery and I bought some raw meat and beef, and it was like, I went there and I was like, can I have like 80 grams, which is like fucking 2 cups of meat, and they were looking at me like crazy, like, what the fuck are you going to do with like 80 grams, or like 2 cups of meat, or no, not 2 cups, like half a cup of meat. And I ate it to see if I don't die or get diarrhea or something, and I didn't. They were just normal food, and it did absolutely nothing to me. And then it registered to me, okay, so I ate a piece of raw meat and literally nothing happened, so I will just keep eating raw meat, normal food. And then I transitioned. I ate some raw meat there and there, but then I got into a point where it was very easy for me to quit eating normal food and eat just what I wanted to buy, because I moved somewhere for studying and I had money for food. So I only ate what I wanted to eat. And there was a long story about me trying garbage meat which was cheap and then me not feeling good from it, and it's irrelevant to this story. The point is I started to eat raw meat a lot. And I have noticed that after working out, normally you get sore. After working out, while you eat raw meat, you almost not get sore. I have found out that especially if I was to work out and then have especially this specific thing, if I used to have raw red meat with some raw animal fat like egg yolks, then between working out and going to sleep, like I work out and I don't have to raw meat as post workout, but I work out, and then between my workout and me going to sleep, like a meal before going to sleep after working out, if I had raw red meat, then I would literally never get sore from the gym unless I would, or training, unless I would like completely overdo it. I will have to go like crazy overtraining to get sore. But if I ate raw red meat after working out before going to sleep, never got fucking sore. And if you don't get sore from doing the same exact amount of training, like I don't know or think I need to even explain it. If you change one thing in your diet and you stop getting sore, then it just common sense, I think, that your muscles are growing better and recovering better and you are growing stronger. You might find some retarded skinny neck way to explain, no, getting less sore doesn't mean you actually get more muscle. Shut the fuck up. If you get less sore from working out, from eating something, then you are going to grow more muscle. It's just common sense. And I did gain more muscle. I gained a lot of weight. Like, I gained some kilos and I just could see progress on myself. I grew more than I did over the last few years of training. And then I started to drink this beauty right here. Raw, unpasteurized milk, which may be dangerous, whatever, but I ate raw meat at the time. So if you eat raw meat, you don't worry about raw milk. I started to drink raw milk, and you probably heard about water not being very hydrating. This is not this topic of this video, but you know about people selling supplements like minerals, like electrolytes, or drinking salted water nowadays so they get more hydrated. Well, it's because water doesn't hydrate you very well if it's plain, if there are no nutrients or stuff that the H2O can bind to, so your cells cannot drink it very well. So instead of drinking water, I started to drink raw milk, which is like very satiating and like full of protein and fat, and if it's not fermented, then it's full of carbs, which just spikes your insulin and just makes you gain weight, body fat, muscle, all of it. It made me gain a lot of weight. And I drank it instead of water for hydration. And I was tall and gaining in puberty, so I drank like 3 to 4 liters of raw milk a day. And I kid you not, that much. Yeah. I had problems digesting it first, I had some diarrhea, but I fixed that by fermenting it, which fixed my gut, and after a few months, I could drink it even fresh. Or if I didn't want to ferment it, I could drink it with raw honey, which gave me enzymes to digest it fresh, even before I fixed my gut. But that's off topic. Like, I could make a lot of videos about raw milk. There's a lot to cover to here. So, I drank a lot of raw milk and a lot of raw meat, and a lot of raw eggs as well, obviously. And all of these things, besides making me gain a lot of weight and a lot of muscle and strength very fast, and making me just feel better if you gain 20 pounds of weight and most of it is muscle, you are going to feel better in life. Probably higher testosterone or whatever. You are just going to feel better if you are 20 pounds heavier. And very important thing that I noticed is that my libido was sky high, which means I probably had like higher testosterone from this diet. And you know about NoFap, where people don't masturbate on purpose for just don't masturbate on purpose for indefinite period of time, so they retain their manly power and they just retain their manly power. They are like hornier and more aggressive and whatever. I did that when I was 15 and before, And when I was 15, I actually had a like 4 month streak. I had like 4 months of not masturbating, which was incredibly easy because I had like no sexual thoughts for 4 months straight, so it was easy for me. I had absolutely zero testosterone and libido when I was like 15. After I started to eat this diet, I gained fuck ton of muscle and my libido was sky high and I started to get regular wet dreams, which I still do. Actually, I had so much wet dreams recently, like a few months ago, that I had to learn how to stop I can say it as ejaculation. I literally had to learn to stop ejaculation during orgasm so that when I have wet dream, I stop the ejaculation when I'm inside of the dream, even after having orgasm. Because I was having so much orgasms and ejaculations from all of the wet dreams, from all of the testosterone that I have from this diet, that I just wanted to stop waking up wet. Like, imagine having these problems. I'm glad I have these problems. And specifically, I've noticed that when you drink a lot of raw eggs, like 10 a day, 10 a day, I used to drink so much raw eggs that we had this biotrash pile behind our house. And most of it were just piles of eggs looking like mass grave, like such a pile of eggs. 10 eggs a day, completely doable, that's like nothing. If you cook them, then they digest terribly, they are just fucking sit in your stomach, you fart. When you drink them raw, not at once, but like one by one egg per minute, then it's way easier to consume a lot of them. So when I drank raw eggs, probably from all of the cholesterol, and when I specifically drank raw fermented milk, like milk which you ferment in the glass, in room temperature for few days, when I had these two foods, my libido got sky high, and I usually had wet dreams after consuming high amounts of these two foods, which probably increased my testosterone, which I believe is very significant in gaining muscle. You might not have to drink a gallon of raw milk and 10 raw eggs a day, but what I'm saying here is that you know that when you take steroids, you gain muscle. There are studies that show when you increase your testosterone by supplementing it, then you gain muscle even without training at all. Probably you can even gain muscle from supplementing testosterone and not training than someone who trains and doesn't supplement testosterone. Basically, if you increase your testosterone, you will gain more muscle. And that's probably what happened to me. And these foods helped me. So, what do I have in my fucking script? Yeah, raw eggs. You know, I told you, you don't have to eat raw meat, and I will talk around it a bit more. And I will not learn you how to source raw milk right now, because that's like too much for you. But you can start to drink raw eggs. Like, I promise you, if you start to drink raw eggs, like regularly, no matter what the fuck do you do with your life, how do you train, if you listen to the rest of this video, if you start drinking raw eggs, you will have more libido, more testosterone, and more muscle. I'm not even going to explain it, I'm just going to make a bold statement. If you start drinking raw eggs and putting them into your life, you will gain more muscle and you will just become stronger. End of the story. And I'm not going to give you bullshit science about why. Let's just assume that I'm right. Let's just assume, because I've got some credibility somehow. And how do you start to drink raw eggs? Well, it's actually very easy. You can. There are two ways. One is you cook the egg whites. If you only have one testicle, then it's okay that you cook the egg whites. Like, if you grab your hand and you grab your balls and you only find one, then you can do this thing. You can cook the egg whites, and then you can pour, when you put it out of the stove on the plate, then you can pour the raw egg yolks over it, so it doesn't cook. So all of the yolks, all of the cholesterol, all of the nutrients, all of the life in the yolk remains raw, and then you can eat that. But if you grab your balls and there are two testicles there, then you can simply drink them raw. There are more ways. One of the ways, which is like so easy that even a woman could do it, is like you take like 2 to 3 raw eggs, then you take some spring water or mineral water, probably without bubbles. I didn't try it with like carbonation, and you put it into like 250 millimeters glass of water, some raw eggs, some water, just random ratio, and then you put some honey in there. And the honey, it will probably not melt in the water, so you should put the honey inside your mouth together with some water and then spit it back into the glass. Then you take a fork and you mix it and you stir it. After that, the it literally becomes like banana, honey, chocolate milk tasting thing. I'm not joking. If you remember these Miller milk, like if you are from Europe, you probably drank Miller milk as like child, which is like this garbage, carcinogenic milk with flavor of a banana, and it tastes the same way. Like raw eggs with water and raw honey, or normal honey, it just tastes like sweet and fatty. It's like sweet milk. If you didn't say someone that it's raw eggs, he would probably think it's like some sweet milk beverage from the store. You can start to drink that probably daily. Like there's honey in there, so you might use it as a post-workout, or you might randomly drink it throughout the day instead of water, or instead of raw milk. And then if you have like three testicles, then three testicles, then you can just drink them raw out of the shell. You don't need to open them and crack open them into a glass and then drink them, because then you have to clean the glass and it's messy and whatever. And actually, I regret not having any egg in my house. But if I had an egg in my house, I would literally show you and demonstrate you. But you can drink the egg right out of the glass. You take a raw egg, you crack the thin side with like your teeth. You make a hole, and then you just like suck the white out of the egg. There are more ways to drink it straight out of the shell, but after years of experience, when I drank literally thousands of raw eggs this way, this is the best way. You make a hole with your upper teeth into the egg. You suck the egg white, and after you suck most of the egg white, you rip open the thin top part of the raw egg. You uncover it, and then you just kick it into yourself like a shot of alcohol, and then you drink it. I like it this way because the egg white tastes like water. It's like just neutral. It's like I like it. And then the egg yolk, it tastes great when you eat it raw, like with raw meat in like a meal. It's fatty and stuff. But if I want to drink something like raw egg, I don't like to mix it in my mouth, because then it like the fat spreads throughout your neck and it's just nasty. You just want to swallow it and you don't even feel it if you drink it this way. If you drink whole raw egg, like Rocky style, then you have to get all of the egg white and all of the egg yolk at once through your neck, and it's unpleasant. If you drink slowly the egg white like water, it's like nothing, and then you just kick the egg yolk in, and it's not covered in bunch of egg white, and it just goes straight through. You don't even notice it. Drink raw eggs, and you are going to get more muscle. And what's next? Yeah, so I didn't actually do any. I'm hot. After I started to eat too hot. After I started to eat raw meat, raw milk, and raw eggs, then I didn't actually change my training that much. I just did the same training in a garage and sometimes in a gym that I did before that. And I just randomly gained 20 pounds of muscle out of nowhere. After like the only thing that I changed about my lifestyle was my diet. So I just cannot give you some random advice like do this and do that to gain muscle and whatever. The best thing I will give you some advice that doesn't include eating raw meat. But the single best piece of advice I can give you for bodybuilding and probably for like sports in general is to start to eat raw animal cells and raw animal tissue. Because I just changed nothing about my training, I just changed my diet to this. And I randomly gained 20 pounds of muscle, which is just too OP. Like, this is just. People say there's no magic pill to like gain weight and muscle and stuff. There is. It's raw meat, raw milk, and raw eggs. And let me explain to you why. I know a lot more that I'm going to tell you, but for the sake of simplicity, let's put it like this. You know how your body is made out of cells? How there are like plant cells and animal cells, and then fungi in the world. And you know how your body is literally made out of animal cells, and that how you are raw, you are not cooked, you are raw. So your body is literally like, I don't know, 100% more or less made out of raw animal cells and raw animal tissue. What do you think is the best food to consume to maintain and to build more of raw animal cells and more animal tissue? Well, it's quite obviously another like raw animal tissue and raw animal cells. If you want to grow raw animal cells and raw animal tissue and maintain and repair raw animal cells and raw animal tissue, you go and you consume raw animal cells and raw animal tissue. It's just so simple. It's that simple. Like, this is just the most complete brain dead argument, and it's enough. I don't need to say more. To build more raw animal tissue, you consume more animal tissue. You can eat cooked animal tissue, and it will be better than eating, I don't know, plants or chemicals or protein powders from a factory. Yeah, you can eat cooked animal tissue, and it will help. But nothing will make your body produce raw animal tissue as effectively and efficiently as consuming other raw animal tissue. It's just common sense. Yeah, I don't care if you eat steak tartare and you make it in some fancy way that you put raw eggs in it, you put diced onion in it, you put tomato in it, avocado, or if you eat sushi, or if you drink raw milk from a farm, or if you drink raw eggs. It doesn't matter. The more raw animal tissue you will eat from any source, the more weight you will gain. It's so simple. I did that as a random 16-year-old who didn't do anything, and I just randomly gained 20 pounds of muscle out of nowhere and got the highest testosterone and libido out of my out of life. And then I somehow grew to like 6'5" in the process, which I believed helped a lot. So, as I told you, you can increase someone's testosterone and then their muscle mass increases even without their training. So what would probably you want to do is to increase your testosterone. That's my another advice to you. First, you consume raw animal tissue, and second, you increase your testosterone. If you do these two things, you're going to get ahead a lot of people in your life, especially if you are in puberty and still developing. If you are fucking in puberty then and you learn this, then you have such a fucking head start. And I don't envy you because I had the exact same head start and I don't regret having it at all. And how do you increase your testosterone? Well, I'm going to give you like the most. You probably heard about don't drink alcohol and sleep and just fucking train and the general advice. Do your own research, give me a subscribe and wait until I drop video upon libido and testosterone, or go online and learn about the basic things about testosterone. But I'm going to give you the main things about testosterone, like the main things. First, diet. If you consume raw animal tissue, then you are just going to work, and yeah, I could mention fat, animal fat. All of testosterone is made out of cholesterol, so consume more cholesterol, and you will produce more hormones and more. Your body will have more resources to produce testosterone in the first place. That's the first thing, but that probably comes together with consuming raw animal tissue because it's usually full of fat. Then, one of the most important things about testosterone, like how to get higher testosterone, it's not actually about increasing testosterone. It's about avoiding the things which decrease testosterone. And those are specifically plastics. Now, there was this guy who, it's anecdotal, but he like measured his testosterone. Then he did nothing but stopped drinking out of plastic bottles. And next time he measured it, it was like way higher. So that's one thing. I didn't actually even think I'll talk about this. Like, yeah, don't consume stuff which is stored in plastic. Like, if it's water in plastic, I wouldn't do it. But if it's like soda or something in a can, because all cans and paper cups, anything has like which is not glass, is plastic lining. If you consume something which is hot, or like coffee or acidic like soda or fruit juice or whatever in plastic, then that's or vinegar. It's dissolving the plastic and you are drinking the plastic and the plastic is just decreasing your testosterone. That's one thing, but way more important thing is polyester clothing. If you go to your wardrobe and you read the ingredients, how do you call it? Fucking I don't know, ingredients. Yeah, let's say it's ingredients in your clothes. Like you, if I put this, there is this fucking piece of paper or whatever, and it says 100% cotton. Oh, okay. If you take all of your clothes out and you read all of the ingredients in every single piece of clothes, chances are there is going to be written one of two things: either polyester. How do you say it in English? Polyester and polyamide. These, if it has poly in the name, it's plastic. I want you to read all of your clothes like ingredients, and whatever has like more than 20% of plastics, like this polyamide, polyester stuff, throw it out. Because when you are wearing that, like a shirt or fucking shorts, like Adidas and all of these synthetic like sports clothes, these yoga pants which women in the gym have, these sports clothing specifically which you take to the gym, usually have like 100% polyester. And a lot of clothing which is like normal clothing like this is like 40% polyester. And when you wear that and it touches your skin, you are rubbing like estrogenic plastics into your cell, which like literally go into your bloodstream and make you less fertile and decrease your testosterone. And a lot of people then today have gynecomastia, where they have such high testosterone that they get breast mass, like female breast mass, as males. And I think that plastic clothing is a big issue which contributes to it, because you are 24/7 having plastic rubbing on your skin and getting into your bloodstream. There are like fuck ton of studies upon how it literally affects your hormones. And the worst thing is if you have shorts, like not shorts like, but shorts like next to your fucking, you know, in your crotch. Don't wear anything which is like more than fucking 0% plastic in the area of your crotch. You know, because rubbing plastic on you is a bad idea. Rubbing plastic on your balls directly. There are literally studies on dogs where they make dogs infertile. Maybe even studies on people where they make people infertile by putting a piece of plastic on their balls, because it causes so-called azoospermia, where it causes that you have literally zero sperm in your ejaculate. Like, the point of your ejaculation is to like get sperm across, and if you have azoospermia because you have plastic inside next to your balls, you have no sperm in your ejaculation. Like, the purpose of the ejaculation is like not in the ejaculation if you have plastic near your balls, because it just messes up your biology so bad. And it does it either by somehow hormonally fucking up your balls so that you literally don't put semen into your into your sperm. You don't put sperm into your semen, or it's straight just like they get stuck or something, I don't know, or they straight up kill the semen. They kill the sperm. You just don't want to wear plastic. Like, it lowers your testosterone, fertility. If you wear plastic, you will be less jacked. Period. End of discussion. And you're going to be infertile and have like more weak, ugly children, and then they will not have a chin like me and be even worse than me. Whatever. Next thing is not a simple one. You know, there are like, this is going to sound like some fucking ESO fucking bullshit which I made up, but Wi-Fi, cell towers, and phones emit EMF, electromagnetic frequencies, and they mess you up. There are studies like the Bioinitiative report, which is like collection of like fucking 1200 studies, or like fucking 1500 pages of studies, which just talks about only EMF, like these frequencies. Like it's just such an undisputed science. Even Andrew Huberman did a fucking episode on that, I think. So I'm not going to explain to you how to shield yourself from electromagnetic frequencies which are emitted by all of modern society, but I'm going to give you an actionable step. Your phone emits these EMFs, and these EMFs damage your sperm and lower your testosterone, and just damage you hormonally. Less testosterone from your phone. And where do you put your phone? Into your pocket, next to your balls. And there are studies, like ton of studies, which show that putting phone into your pocket damages the DNA of your sperm, damages the function of your balls, and decreases your testosterone. How can you, what do you do? Well, luckily, if you put your phone into airplane mode, which is measurable by an EMF meter, then in airplane mode, it emits like fucking 100 times less of these electromagnetic frequencies, like almost none. So, whenever you put phone in your pocket, put it on airplane mode, so you are not frying your balls and you are not decreasing your testosterone. Like, this is free testosterone boost. Like, if you put phone on airplane mode, every time you do it, before you put it into your pocket, think to yourself, yeah, because of this, my testosterone is just like higher, like for free. It's a free testosterone boost. Just do it for the love of God. Don't microwave your balls. Don't decrease your testosterone by whatever. What about emergencies? What if someone needs to call me? That never fucking happens. You don't need to have 24/7. You don't need to fry your balls 24/7 just so once in a week someone can call you. And because of that one call, you fried your balls for a week straight. Do you have that little self-respect for yourself? Like, hey, I'm going to fry my balls. It is my duty to fry my balls by not having phone into airplane mode. Because someone might has to call me once. And because they need to call me, I'm obliged to fry my balls. Too bad. Don't be a pussy. Grow a second testicle. Just put the phone into airplane mode when you put it in your pocket. You can, when you expect a call, you can just hold it in your hand. Yeah, you can walk around with phone in your hand. Where's the issue? Don't put it into your next to your balls. Or put it on the table, whatever. You can call back anyone who tried to call you when you are in airplane mode. And the last thing is that you know about how people say, hey, get better sleep to get more testosterone. Like, if you sleep too little, you'll have less testosterone. If you sleep great, then you will be healthy and have more testosterone. Yeah, that is true. And I'm bored, and it's like fucking 11 a.m. and I'm doing this video because of a deadline, because for whatever. And I'm not going to sit here and explain to you nuances about how to sleep great and recover and have great testosterone. Whatever, but I'm going to give you one actionable step. You see these glasses? Why do I have fucking pink sunglasses at fucking night? It's blue light blocking glasses because, you know, look at the sun. If you look at the sun, it contains quite a lot of light. Like, it contains a spectrum of light. It contains blue light, it contains red light, infrared light, UVB light, UVC light, bunch of lights. And we have evolved for millions of years, or we have been created by God with an intention to be under the sun with just all of these different lights. Now, if you look at the modern lighting, like phones, screens from TVs, or LED lights, they don't have these bunch of lights. They only have one light. They have only blue light, mostly only blue light. And this blue light is just isolated. We are evolved for millions of years to consume like complete diet of light. Like, imagine the light from the sun being like a diet, like balanced diet full of meat, full of fucking fruits, full of dairy, full of everything. And now blue light. Now you have artificial light. And that's just pure sugar. It's not even sugar, it's just pure fructose corn syrup. But without the glucose, just isolated one part of the sugar. And that just hormonally fucks you up. It messes up your sleep. Blue light in like this complete fucking isolated state, even artificial, and especially if you consume it at fucking night. There are studies that show that this blue light literally fucking decreases your melatonin. And the melatonin is the hormone that you need to sleep well. Like, the more melatonin you have, the more vivid dreams you will have. And the less melatonin you will have, the less vivid dreams you will have. So, this literally fucks up your sleep. Yeah, blue light fucks up your sleep. End of discussion. When you wear blue light glasses, you will sleep better. And as a consequence, you have higher testosterone. So there's an actionable step to you. Go online, buy blue light glasses. What kind of blue light glasses? It doesn't matter. If it says on the page, blocks 100% of blue light, buy it. It works. Sometimes you might have small glasses which let some light in from the sides, like these. That's why I fix my glasses all the time, because it goes from the high angle, like fuck that. But if it blocks 100% of the blue light, then it's okay. If it blocks green light as well, that doesn't matter, because biology and long discussion, just buy blue light glasses, wear them after sunset in artificial light, and as a consequence, you will sleep way better. And if you sleep better, then you will recover better from working out, you will have more room to grow muscle, and you will have more testosterone if you sleep better. And that's it. No protocols like go sleep at this time, whatever. No, just do these simple things. Don't wear plastic around your balls. Don't microwave your balls with a phone in your pocket. And buy blue light glasses and wear them after sunset. If you do these three brain dead things, you will have just removed like the 90% of things that decrease your testosterone are these three things, I think. You will just remove them by these simple steps, like don't microwave your balls, don't put plastic next to your balls, and buy blue light glasses. It's that simple. Do these three things, and your testosterone is going to be significantly higher than the average population. And your health as well. You will probably live like fucking 10 years longer, and your children will have less of a mutated DNA from your sperm if you do this. Just please, for the love of God, don't ask any questions. Do these three things. Your life will get better. You will get more jacked and higher testosterone and probably higher libido. Your mood and mental health, based upon your physical health and hormonal profile, will increase as well. And if I didn't scare you enough, by the way, then there are studies upon mice how blue artificial light causes prenatal puberty, premature puberty, and causes mice to grow smaller balls and small penises in puberty and then have lower testosterone. Blue light causes mice to grow smaller balls and smaller dicks and have lower testosterone. Test. So block blue light. Block it. It messes you up hormonally. These glasses, like, how much were your trainers? You can afford the glasses. They're like fucking $10 or something. Now, that you have got rid of things which decrease your testosterone, you want to increase it. And you might have 2 testicles and decided to eat raw animal tissue, which is what will increase your testosterone greatly. Or maybe you only have 1 testicle and you will not do it. But even if you only have 1 testicle and don't want to eat raw animal tissue, then I will still help you. You can increase your testosterone by this one thing. Like, this is the greatest thing which will increase your testosterone. It's sunlight. Sunlight doesn't cause skin cancer. I'm too lazy to explain why, but there are literally fucking studies showing that there is no effect about sunscreen use and skin cancer, and that skin cancer is higher in people with low vitamin D, and that we never get skin cancer on the face, but mostly on the areas which are not exposed to the sun. And just studies correlating people, like when people get skin cancer, when they after they get skin cancer, if they get sunburned and tan and get high vitamin D, then they are more likely to survive the skin cancer. If they get lower vitamin D and avoid the sun, they are more likely to die from skin cancer. There are just so many fucking studies about how sun doesn't give you skin cancer. And if you go to my Instagram, it's like in my YouTube bio, then you can find post about sunlight, which in like second or third slide it talks about these studies. It literally has link to these studies. You can check them out. So sunlight increases your testosterone. There is a big study from Israel about how simply getting people to get exposed to sunlight increase their testosterone, their libido, and I shit you not, the perceived attractiveness and openness to men and women. Like when woman got tan, she would be more open and receptive to men, and at the same time she would be more attractive to men, probably because the man had higher libido from the testosterone or because she looked better when she was tan, whatever. So get a tan. There are many benefits to sunlight, like seeing the sunrise and improving your vision through sun gazing and whatever. I'm not going to focus on that. I'm going to tell you this. The more UVB light you get, the more vitamin D you get, the more tan you get, the higher your testosterone and libido will be. And especially if you sun your balls. I'm not kidding you. If you sun your balls, like if you are in privacy, like on a balcony, and it's noon, and you put up your ball sack, and you sun your balls, you will have very, very, very high libido, which indicates high testosterone, which indicates more muscle growth. And also, I've noticed that if I sun my balls, I'm like 200% more likely to have a wet dream that night than after a day when I didn't sun my balls. So that's a free testosterone boost. As I told you, you don't even need to train. If you have more testosterone, you will just naturally have more muscle even without training. So think about it like this. Each time you get into the sun, and you shirtless ideally with as much skin as you can, each time you go into the sun, think of it as if you were microdosing steroids. You can think of it like that. Each time you're in the sun, you are growing muscle, basically. Think about it like that. Now, the actual training. You know, there's this concept, 80-20 rule. You probably heard about it if you haven't lived under a rock for like, I don't know, 100 years. It's that the 20% of things give you 80% of results, and 80% of things give you 20% of results. Let's translate that to the gym. That means like most of the exercises that you do give you like 20% of the gains, and like 20% of the exercises give you like 80% of the gains. So, let me let's not make this a science. Like I told you, I did random training and nothing changed. Then I did random diet intervention and suddenly I gained like 20 pounds of muscle. You can literally skip this part. This is like the least important part of the video. If you only eat raw animal tissue and take care of your testosterone in the ways that I told you, you don't need to care about training that much. You can just continue whatever you were doing, and you will probably grow muscle. Like, it was in the COVID pandemic when I started to eat raw meat, and the gyms were closed, and I trained like a maniac. Like, I got my friend on my back, and I did squats with him. Like, we were on a pull-up bar, and he did pull-ups, and I did squats with him on my back. And then I grew stronger, and he stopped doing pull-ups. I squatted his weight, and then he pushed against, after a few months, he pushed against the pull-up bar, and I had his resistance, like of his shoulders and his weight, and I squatted with that. And it's like the least effective, efficient way to train. Like, it targets your leg muscles very shitty, it like fucks up your back. It's bad for hypertrophy, it's bad for whatever. I did random shit like that with my friend, and I grew ton of muscle that year just because I ate great. Do whatever you are doing with training. Keep doing it. Just fix your diet and you will grow a lot. But if you want to fix your training or you want to get into training and you haven't yet, so let me share you my training philosophy, which I had at the time, maybe slightly updated based upon more of experience which I got over the years. Well, first let's talk about the muscle groups. Let's start with legs. No, let's start with machines. First of all, I never trained machines ever. I only trained free weights. If you only lift free weights, then you are some big dick motherfucker with high testosterone. If you do cables, if you do leg press, if you do whatever machine and you do like some mechanic fucking linear movement, then you are not as much of a man as someone who literally just picks up heavy weights and up and down. Like if you only do free weights, you are going to be more of a big dick motherfucker. There is no science and no reasoning, just fucking common sense. Like, come on. Who will you be more afraid of? Someone who lifts on machines or someone who lifts weights? Lift free weights only. That's the best thing you can do. And after you get that in, that's like the 80% of fucking training. If you only lift weights, then only free weights and never do machines. Oh, by the way, a lot of people like the American Psycho Sigma bullshit. I read the audiobook of American Psycho, and what was funny was that in the book, Patrick Bateman actually said something like he never does machines, he only does free weights. And I only did free weights, and I listened to it, and I was like, wow. So he is literally me. So that's funny, that's off topic. So, let's do the muscle groups. Legs. There are many ways to train legs. You can do heavy squats, whatever. I don't know. I will tell you this. Don't train legs. Train them, but in this specific way. The single best way, which was invented by Steve Reeves, like the biggest fucking G ever, like the best natural bodybuilder ever. Like, no one was more aesthetic than Steve Reeves. It's called super squats. You go onto a bar with squats, onto a squat rack, and you put on a weight which you will do for a set of 10 squats. Like, let's say you can squat like 100 kilos for 10 reps. So you put 100 kilos up. You take these 100 kilos on your back on the squat rack, and you do 5 squats. And after each squat, you like take one deep breath. You squat, deep breath, squat, deep breath. You do 5 of these. Or 10 of these. Yeah, it was fucking... or more. I don't know, you just squat. You do 5 squats. And eventually you do 10 squats. And each time you do a squat, you breathe. And you just rest between the reps for a second. You just do 10 reps. After you do 10 reps, what do? You don't put the weight back on. You do, remember, this is weight for 10 reps. You can do 100 kilos for 10 reps, and you just did 10 reps and you are destroyed. You want to put it back, you just you probably didn't fail, but it is very painful. You just did a working squat, you got a pump, you got a big pump. What do you do now? After this set, you don't end the set. You do it again. You do 10 more reps. You do 20 reps in total. Your legs are burning. They are just pumped up from doing that set. And you do 5 more reps. And after each rep, you like take 2 or 3 or maybe 5 deep breaths. And it burns. You don't put the weight back on the rack. You just don't. You just keep grinding. You keep being in that set. 5 more reps. So now you are at 15 reps. And you really want to put the weight back on. Don't. Most of the gains from this exercise, you can imagine, is done from between the reps. When you do a rep, it's very hard to get up. And then you are standing there and you want to do another rep, but you just want to put the weight on the rack before doing the next rep. You just want to like rest for a second because your legs are fucking burning. It hurts like fucking trauma. It's like painful. No, you keep standing and you keep breathing deeply, but you let your legs burn and you don't let them recover. You just let them burn. And then you do 5 more reps. So in total you have 20 reps and you are crying and people in the gym are looking at you and are coming to spot you and you just suffer, and you will remember every single set like that you do in your life. Every single one of them, you will remember them. You do this, and after you are done with the 20 reps, you can go and cry or something, or I don't know. But after that, your legs are done. You can do this 2 times a week or 3 times a week, and you can do this together with some other muscle group or by itself, whatever, it doesn't matter. What's important is that if you do this one single set for legs, then your legs will be bigger than most of people who you see in the gym, who aren't like training for years. Your legs will grow a lot. And you don't do anything more for the legs. You might if you are very advanced or whatever, but I will advise against it because this is so stressful for your legs that training any more sets of any exercise with any weight, it will just make it hard for your body to recover. This one set is already too much to recover from. It's enough. It's enough for your legs. After legs, we got pull. So for back and biceps, there are like fucking 2 exercises which you can, or there are like fucking 4. Okay, so there are bent over rows, there are pull-ups, like chin-ups with undergrip, with like shoulder length, which is also very great for your biceps. Like it's the best bicep exercise, like chin-ups of shoulder length. It works your biceps like miracle, more than pulls, curls. Then of course you can do curls for the biceps, but you can literally only do pull-ups and get giant biceps from it. And so bent over rows, pull-ups, and then the single best exercise for building a mass and like width of your back is bent over 1 arm rows. Do these with very heavy weight for like 10 reps. Yeah, 10 to 12 reps with some heavy ass weight, so you go into failure. And do it like, it's very easy, like you do this, you take weight, and then when you lift it up, you don't lift like your hand like this, you just lift your elbow. You do this and you lift your elbow and you put it as high as you can. If you do that, you will have giant back. Do you need to do deadlifts? No, I don't think so. They will make your waist bigger, they will make you gain a lot of weight, I guess, but they will just hinder your recovery because they are so intense for recovery. They will make your waist bigger, so you will have less of an aesthetic body. Just do bent over rows with barbell and pull-ups and 1 arm rows. If you want to be like fucking specialist and not fuck around in the gym for hours and just do the most essential exercises, screw the bent over rows. They will give you thick back, I think, whatever, but if you just want aesthetic body and want noob gains because you just started in the gym, do chin-ups and do 1 arm bent over rows, and they will grow the most of your back. And then down the line, maybe start doing bent over rows to get more mass in your back, to get like thickness. But for width of your back, pull-ups, 1 arm rows. Push. I'm thinking that, like 3 exercises come to mind. One is overhead press or push press or fucking jerk or whatever. Whenever you put something heavy above your head, if it's barbell, if it's dumbbell, if it's whatever, if it's cheating, if it's not, whatever, it doesn't matter. Putting anything heavy over your head will grow your shoulders. I didn't train my lateral delts like raises for years, and my shoulders are very wide. just from sometimes I don't even train, I work on a farm, but when I train I only lift stuff over my head. It trains your front delts and not your side delts or whatever. It doesn't matter. Just screw science bullshit what muscle is targeted, don't think about it. Just lift something very heavy over your head and your shoulders will grow. Then you do you do incline bench press. Why incline? Because if you work flat bench press, it will grow your titties and you will look like a female. If you do incline bench press, it will grow your upper chest, which is better. Then you do it close grip. You do all of bench press, you always do close grip. Because first, do this like a normal bench press and flex your pecs. Now do this like close grip bench press and press your pecs. I mean flex. You will just have more muscle activation in your chest when you have close, like not very close like triceps, but like shoulder width. You will use more of your chest, and you will also use more of your triceps, and you want that. Let's say this is both chest and tricep exercise, so you don't have to do tricep later. It's enough. Like my tricep was like the most dominant muscle, and I never trained it a lot. Just did close grip bench press instead of regular bench press. Oh yeah, you do more tricep, but still do more chest. If you do regular bench press for like chest, then you don't work your tricep as much, but you work your shoulders more and not your chest. That's chest and shoulders. Then you have triceps. For triceps, the incline press is enough. I mean, yeah, incline bench press is enough. And then you can do maybe dips. Like, you know what dips are, right? You do dips, these are great for triceps and they will grow your outer head very well, so you will have this width, this part of the tricep. And also, for the tricep, if you like want to really grow your arms, then I don't train arms separately because they are just too big. I don't even train. I work on a farm with like hammer and fucking just farm stuff, and my arms are just randomly the biggest muscles on my body, like my dominant muscle part. So I don't train arms, but it's okay. It's enough, more than enough for me to train them inside push or pull together with back or chest and shoulders. But if you want to train arms extra, then I will do supersets of like pull-ups and then some tricep exercise, like pump this part, then pump this part. And if you do that, then you will probably grow your arms, yeah. And only exercise, you can find some exercises, but most of isolation exercise just feel gay to me. I just like complex exercises like bench press, pull-ups, whatever. But the only isolation exercise for like triceps, which I can tell you, is like behind the head tricep extension. Like you don't need any machine, you don't need any press, you don't need any French press or this garbage or whatever. The only tricep exercise that you need is to do this with some heavy ass weight, because the amount of stretching and hypertrophy gives your bicep, the tricep, it's just phenomenal. You will grow like crazy, your tricep. Then you have neck. If you don't train neck in 2025, then you live under a rock or something. It's like the most important muscle. Like, you know, I had this boxing fight, and I don't box. It was this fun thing when I got challenged by my friend who actually boxes, and I don't box. So I had like 1 week of preparation. And I absolutely lost the fight, obviously. I just got destroyed. I gave up after 7 rounds. Yeah, my cardio was very good. I trained cardio for nothing but cardio for a week straight, so I didn't get out and I lasted 7 rounds, which is crazy for a non-boxer. Like that guy, he was amazed how the fuck did I do that? Like probably because eating on a raw diet decreases your heart rate and increases the amount of oxygen in your blood, and some martial artists who are on raw animal-based diet claim that it helps them, but that's off topic. In that fight, I got punched with a fucking left-right hook into the face like fucking 20 times. And people were like, holy fuck, how did you not get knocked out? It's because I work out my neck. When your neck is thicker, it's harder to knock you out. And it's harder to get a concussion when you are in a car accident. And it's just more masculine. Like, having a neck is like the most masculine muscle. Like, if you have thick neck under your head, it's the muscle that everyone sees. You just look better. I might look like shit because I have no chin and the neck won't save me, but if you have thick neck, if you have two fucking twins which have the same exact amount of muscle, and the only difference on them is like one of them has thick neck, another has skinny neck, you will be more afraid of the thick neck guy, just train neck. There are a lot of exercises and I'm not going to demonstrate. This is your homework. Go and research how to train neck, because I could tell you do these exercises, but I will be half-assing it. Literally, training neck is worth like half an hour of research at least. Go watch some YouTube video about how to train neck. Go research it. This is not a bodybuilding channel. This is a raw meat eating testosterone fucking advice channel. But I'm not going to give you step-by-step fucking advice on how to exercise and do exact. Just go and find some channel which does that. I don't do that. Arms, yeah, shoulders, told you. Yeah, if you want really big shoulders and doing them together with chest and triceps is not enough, or you refuse to do the training which I told you, like whatever. Basically, what I did in the past is that every time I trained chest and triceps and maybe even arms, I trained my side delts, like doing side delt raises, and trained my rear delts by doing bent over, round back dumbbell flies. Each time you train arms or chest, or maybe even some other muscle group, train your shoulders at the end of that workout, because they just tolerate a lot of volume somehow, and it will make you grow more. Then, you probably heard about Mike Menzer, that guy who talked about only do one set and exercise once a week, or something like that. Yeah, that's a guy, Mike Menzer. He's a guy because of whom I absolutely refuse to shave my mustache, like ever. I will never fucking shave my mustache because of that guy. But I've researched a lot of Mike Menzer, and it's a deep rabbit hole which you may or may not research. I'm not going to tell you because I did his stuff, I did see some progress. I did the polar opposite of what he teached, and I see progress. So following his teachings is absolutely not necessary to gain muscle, but at the same time it can be beneficial. You can go another homework for you. You can go research Mike Menzer and his principles. I'm not going to tell you. I'm just going to summarize it for you. He said that the less sets of training you do, then the less your body has to recover, and the more energy it can give to growing. And somewhat, yeah, but sometimes the biggest amount of muscles which I grew were during periods of severe overtraining. But he was right though about a lot of people overtrain today, like they train 3-4 times a week, and each time you train, it actually depletes your testosterone. Yeah, training can increase your testosterone because then you are bigger than other people and you have some goal to work towards, and you eat healthy and you are more dedicated, and then your body actually improves hormonally, whatever. You can have higher testosterone from training, but not from work. Yeah, you can from working out, you can have higher testosterone in general, but each single workout actually depletes your testosterone because you need to use up testosterone to recover your muscles and your body in general. So the more you work out, the more often you work out, the more often you are depleting your testosterone, and you have less space to replace it, to grow it. And the same goes with your muscles. The more you work out, the more you stress your muscles, and the less space it has to like recover and overcompensate. Like before your muscles can grow bigger, they first need to repair. Like you train, you destroy them, and when you destroy them, they need to repair themselves, and after they repair themselves, they can grow bigger. And most of people, they just train, destroy them, then after a few days these muscles repaired themselves, and then after they repair themselves, they start to grow more. But before they get to grow more, people go to the gym again, train them again, and then they destroy them again. So they are not growing anymore. Now they need to repair themselves again. And most of people are literally just repairing their muscles and not giving them enough time to grow. But at the same time, you can get a lot of muscle while overtraining, which I did. So there's this thing which I figured out, which is really good. Like, what I want you to do is you train normally. You don't think about it that much. You might like find that it's great for you to work out like every second day and have like 4 weeks off, and then you do that. Whatever, experiment, do whatever. But what I advise to you is to follow your specific training split, which you are already doing, which you are used to, which can be like 3-4 times a day. If it's 6 times, a week. If it's 6 times a week, then that's too much. 5 times maybe 2. But if you train like 4 times a week, that's okay. You can keep that. Maybe 5 times 2. Yeah. You do that. But randomly, once a month or once every 5 weeks or something like that, you have a rest week when you don't train at all. At all. Completely. Rest. So you are basically overtraining a little bit by doing your normal workout routine, and then randomly once a month, you can do it every single month and you will see benefits. Randomly once a month, you have a period where your body is completely relieved of the physical stress and can just grow. It doesn't need to repair, it doesn't need to spend energy pushing the weights and fucking destroying itself and repairing itself 5 times a week. It only grows. And each time you do this rest week, then you will find out that after this rest week, you will see the biggest like difference in your strength and your capability and endurance to lift than any other week. So do some random ass training, which you already do, and then randomly insert rest weeks. That's it. That's all. And by the way, I've got something to sell you. The top link in the description is my community, which is full of people like me and full of people like you who you can network with. And there's access to several hours long guides on specific topics like how to stop acne, how to gain muscle, how to raise libido, how to raise your partner's libido, and stuff like that. Like, it's very interesting to see what all did I put in there. I recommend checking it out. It's the top link in the description. See ya.